Okay. Let's see. We are in the room. This is my first time doing this, so I am figuring things out as I go. Let's see. I'm trying to invite you up, Bree. It's telling me that you've been invited. Hey.
Hey, welcome to Clubhouse.
Thanks. This is my first time moderating, so
Okay.
I am also figuring that out.
Yes. Do you see how to invite people up though?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Cool. I'm just in here cooking. I saw it on your story and I was like, yes, finally she's on Clubhouse.
Yep. I was like,
girl.
You told me about it. So
I did. It's good though. I'm loving it so far, but you already know that. I actually just ended one of my rooms, but it was about acting. It wasn't about wellness. Well, I mean, it was about wellness in a way. But
were you with Franny?
Yes.
Okay, I did see that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So she was in the room. That was a good combo. So yeah, I'm glad you're here.
You know, Franny did my teacher training.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So wait, I'm glad you brought that up. Question. The teacher training you have coming up is what, 200-hour in meditation combined?
Yeah, so there's a meditation level 1 built into the teacher training course. And so like certain days will be covering all of the meditation content.
Got it. Okay, because I was thinking it was a separate meditation cert.
Mm.
So that's
yes, it is a separate meditation certification. So we'll have people coming in only for the meditation parts.
Oh, got it. Okay, because I didn't see. I was unclear about it on the website, unsure. So I'm gonna have to look again and see so I can check the price and the details and all that because I'm interested.
Yeah, the price is $444 and it's a 50-hour meditation level 1 certification. And we haven't announced this, but we are planning on taking the people who are the highest achievers and just doing the most connection to the material and releasing a meditation album in 2021.
Oh, that's fire. Love that. Okay, so I'm going to have to take my behind back over to the website and check it out. What are the dates?
It's February 4th through April 30th. So we'll be meeting so we'll be meeting on Fridays and on Sundays for the meditation.
Okay, I really, really like that. I'm interested, so I know where to find you.
Yeah, you can apply through the link in my bio on IG, and it's for the 200-hour and the meditation. So it'll give you the option to differentiate.
Got it. Okay, cool.
And the 300-hour is launching next year. And that one is designed for teacher trainers. So it's so many people, when we've created our own yoga school, we had to figure it out on our own and bump our heads and scrape our knees. And this is a chance to be walked through the process and to also get and satisfy all the requirements to become a teacher trainer. And it includes an internship, as well as like business training and masterminding if you want to have your own school, or if you want to, join other people's school, any school that you like. So you'll be able to do an internship at any school you like.
Dope. I like that. I'll stay tuned for more details on that. I don't think that I don't know. I think it may be cool to be a teacher trainer. I don't know if that's my calling, but you never know. Might be.
You never know. And there's so many schools out there but it's almost like, you know, people are doing it on their own, and people need assistance. People need, you know, well-rounded team members that are good at different things. So I just felt like it was something that was missing from the yoga teacher training atmosphere, is having the ability for people to do internships and to plug in and to be in that space.
Absolutely. I love that. How did you know? I mean, I think we might have talked about this a little bit before, but how did you know that you wanted to be not just a yoga instructor, but a yoga teacher trainer?
I've always really been a type of person that like to encourage other people and teach other people. I mean, I remember when I was in school, and my sister just reminded me of this story. We were sitting at the table doing our homework, and I was doing algebra homework. And once I finished my homework, she was done with her, you know, multiplication homework. And I looked over at her and I said, "Hey, Alyssa, I'm doing algebra, but let me teach you algebra so that whenever you get to this grade, you'll already know and it'll be easy for you." And so I sat there and taught her algebra at, you know, she was like 2 years younger than me. And that's just always how I've been. When I learn something, I like to turn around and share it with someone who I feel like will benefit. And so when I went into yoga teacher training, when I was taking it for myself, I got so excited. Like when I was training and I was doing specialties and restorative and yoga therapy, and I was just studying all these different teachers, I would share them with other yoga teachers. And I would tell them, you know, the little nuggets of wisdom and the little gems that I had learned. And then I would hear their students saying them, like, especially if I taught the next class, whenever I come in, I would hear the talk in the lobby, and they would already be sharing with people who I'd never met. You know, these students weren't my students. And I hear them talking about the things that I had shared with those teachers. And that really was an aha moment for me. And it kept happening. And I just felt like tapping in and really leaning into that side, because I could see that there was such a need and that there was such a benefit for it. And so I just kept doing it. And I eventually got on the teacher trainer track and I earned my stripes. I assisted several trainings for free. And then I went and got paid. And then, you know, I did all the interning and everything, and eventually was leading trainings at multiple schools. And I saw a need to create a program that was especially designed for us, because the trainings that I was a part of, you know, they had a few of us here and there, but they weren't made for us. And so, you know, stepping into a space where it was intentionally made for people of color, by people of color, you know, with color, melanin blessed staff and melanin blessed trainers, like all of that is just exciting for me. And so that's what led to the Mastermind Yoga School.
Dope. Love that. I'm happy for that whole journey, because had that not happened, then we wouldn't have crossed paths and I wouldn't have my mastermind squad.
Right? I love y'all. What do y'all have going on? The free to be thing. That's been fun.
Yes, the free to be challenge. It has been fun. Just, you know, holding that space with them and just kind of playing and coming together. And it's been really dope because, you know, I had a knee surgery or whatever, so I haven't been able to get on the mat, but now I'm back. I'm better than ever.
And you back and slapping niggas. Well, not niggas, but other people. A lot of things that can stay in 2020, because I definitely don't like wearing masks in public. I just think that's so stupid.
I'm over it. I mean, I want to be safe and I want everybody else to be safe, but I just want to breathe like regular. Like,
right.
I'm also tired of teaching with a mask on.
Oh.
I put my students in Balasana and just pull the mask down and have a few breaths out of the damn mask.
You wear it when you're teaching?
Yes, because, you know, I'm see is everybody wear masks. I want them to feel safe too. Because a lot of students stop coming because they're like, how many students are going to be in the class? Are we social distancing? So there are still some people who are leery about it because of health reasons or just, paranoia and warranted paranoia. But I just want to, part of me creating a safe space for my students in this climate is wearing the mask.
See, I guess for me, that's me teaching virtually. That's the best that they're gonna get. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Hey y'all, everyone on the stage. Hey Kiera.
We were trying to work out the rooms because there was a different room with the same name that Khalif was in. But Khalif's here now. Hey Khalif. We were trying to figure out if there was a way for us to merge the rooms, but it
must be two rooms somehow. I was just in the room and and they were like, "Oh, well, Alicia's in the other room." I'm like, "What other room?" So we're trying to merge it now. I don't know if everybody's going to make it over here.
Well, if you ping them,
hey, what's going on, Bree?
Ping them. There's no way for you to officially through the app merge the room because this has happened to me before. But y'all can just make an announcement in the other room and then have Alicia ping them or come back to the room and ping them here.
Yeah, I don't even know how I navigated to this room. I got in here by luck. And I think I went to my calendar and just hit the button and then pinged a couple people that I knew was in the other room. But I don't know everybody that was in the other room to be able to ping them. So, DJ, can you ping a few people? I know a couple of your people I saw in the room. So if you know anybody that was in the room, maybe you just ping them and I'll go back down and ping a few others.
Well, glad we're here. We got Joe. Hey.
Hey.
What's up, Kiera?
What's up, girl?
I'm super excited to talk today. I know last time the conversation went on until y'all went to bed.
Yeah, it went on for a while. I fell asleep.
My husband was feeling some type of way. He was like, "Wait, you have a meeting right now?" I was like, "Yeah, babe. You should have."
Ayan in the audience. Hey, girl.
Hey. Oh, that's a cute picture. Hey, Khalif. Can you read that passage?
Oh yeah, we did it like 2 times in the other room.
Oh man, I was wondering where you were. I pinged you like 2 times.
We were in the second one, so no problem.
I've never heard it.
Yeah, so this is just our podcast. We typically say it at 9 p.m. That's chant time. That's when the portals are open. So I did chant at 9, but I'll go ahead and come back in 1 second. Anuki Jaweth Pa Ashok Empa Pawut Wu Kale Ashok Kawun Jaweth Nia Anuki Kasemun Empa Pawut Wu Pa Pawut Kawun Kasemun Em Nia Anuki Wahu Wame Pa Pawut Wu Pa Pawut Kawun Wahu Wame Nia Nukuk Kudor Naju Wame Kasemun Empa Pawut Wu Kabu Ame Mushkasun Nakuk Kador Kawan Kale Pafef Nakuk Dayor Jawef Pa Pawut Ame Wase Ame Dayoni Kawun Lakai Pakoi Jawef Pa Pawut Anuki Yabet Bi Nafashni Pa Pawut Kawun Anuki Pa Pawut Kador Nakuk Kador Pa Pawut Amul Nakuk Amul. I am in the all divine love, all expanding, and all divine love is in me. I am a part of the all expanding, and the all expanding is a part of me. I am one as the all expanding, and the all expanding is one as me. I can succeed as a part of the all expanding and fail as the individual person. I can be all that I want in the all expanding, as long as my want is to stay in the all expanding. I am never by myself. The all expanding is, I am. The all expanding can, I can. The all expanding does, I do. back.
Okay.
Ashe.
It's good to see everybody in the room. Good to see everybody in the room.
It is good. We were discussing what we expect and what we manifest for this new year. And I would like for us as the speakers to go around. I thought I had all you guys as moderators, so I'm not sure why it's not showing up as you guys being the moderators. But let's all.
I think you have to individually do it and hit on each of us and make us one once we're in the room. I don't know why. I had to do that last time as well.
Okay. So I would like us all to go around and share what we invite in for this new year. So if you could start, Khalif.
Well, for me, it's every year is about abundance, prosperity, and peace inside, right? So we have a lot of business that we're doing, but the overall thing is finding abundance and peace, right? And finding that balance of striving for abundance, but maintaining my peace and my sanity and, overall mental, physical, and spiritual health, not just for me, but for my 3 children and for my wife, right? So that's all very important to me, family first. So, as we get in, I'll let others talk more about, maybe some personal goals and business goals. We can get into that a little bit later as well, but mainly against abundance, peace, overall prosperity, and good health for my family and for myself. And hopefully get some land in the motherland this year. That's what we're looking at for May or June. So
What?
Yeah, we're getting some land in the motherland real soon.
Whereabouts?
Ghana. We're looking at Ghana. Yeah, so.
And getting citizenship?
Say that again?
And getting citizenship?
I don't know. We'll see.
I heard they passing it out there. They're trying to get people to come back home. They called last year was the year of the return, is what they called it.
Yeah. So you'll see that my brother DJ just left. Best he just left, so he could have talked a lot about that too, because he even presented the idea to me and the concept to me and showed me the different things and the numbers and what was going on, and I just was like, that's real doable. That's real tangible. So,
how much does land go for in Africa?
I couldn't speak for the whole entire Africa.
Well, in Ghana, what you looked at?
In Ghana, you get a plot anywhere between 6,000 to 12,000.
What size is that?
I can't hear you.
What size is a plot?
From my understanding, I believe it's an acre. I believe.
For 6,000 to 12,000?
Yeah, no taxes ever again. So it's one of the things where you just got to do it. It's not even about if you got the citizenship. That's just a great investment. You know what I mean? It's just like you might spend 6 to 12 on a vacation. So
you'll just have the plot, and you guys will build on it.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So that's like that's a tangible thing that we'll probably be doing in the next couple of months. Let's go over there. It's real cheap over there. You can pay $2,500, rents out a villa for 2 years.
What?
Yeah. We have a brother from Philadelphia who's been over there for the last year and some change, staying and doing all of the research, and that was the message that came back to us. That was what was reported back, and so we just gotta move on that. It's very cheap, very 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 cheap, very very cheap. I mean, $2,500 for 2 years is ridiculous, right? It don't even sound realistic or real, but that's the actual reports from the brother on the ground. So yeah.
Wow. So
what's up, runner? What's going on? I see my man runner in the crowd, young brother runner at the bottom. You see him. I need to bring my man up just because it's a group of young individuals that's doing great things on here, and I've been in a lot of their rooms, real inspiring. They're doing something every day, talking from everything that you can think of, and they always invite me and DJ up to speak and to offer, whether we even came to do it or not. So just went out of respect, offer him up as well. I definitely recommend you check him out, follow him, and see what him and his community has going on. Real powerful, real inspirational. See what they're doing on a consistent basis.
Well, hello.
Man, shout out to you and DJ, man. Like, ever since like, I got on Clubhouse, I've been like soaking up so much game. You know what I'm saying? Learning stuff through DM and on Clubhouse from the both of y'all, man. I appreciate it. And like what you were saying about buying land in Africa, if it's like 12,000, then I might as well just start saving now. You know what I'm saying? For me being at a young age and stuff like that, shoot, that's one of my goals. I'm gonna add that to one of my vision boards for the next probably like 5 years. Shoot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Very tangible goal, man. Very tangible goal, man.
Right, and thanks for sharing that, because that's some information that we may not have been privy to had you not had that knowledge to bring to the space. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and if you need any more information about it, just feel free to DM me, and I can give you all the information that I have and all the reports that I got back from that, and take it from there. Yeah. Get any questions that I would not be able to answer, I will be able to get that answer.
So you getting your Marcus Garvey on? Like, is it going to be a retreat type thing, a vacation home? Like, what's that looking like?
I mean, that initial thought, it could possibly be all of the above, right? But on the step-by-step process is going to see it, to landscape the area, to see the area, the field of operation of the area, to understand what's going on the land, on the ground, what's there, opposed to what's being told and what you actually see with your own eyes and what's tangible, and just feel that energy from there. But again, all of the above, especially, with a plot, if you have an acre of land over there, of course, it's opportunities for retreats. Of course, opportunities to live there. Of course, opportunity to be able to second home. I come back and forth, so there's so many opportunities there, definitely. And opportunities to partner up with other people and get more than I could get on my own. You know what I mean? Or with just me and my brethren, and like expanding. But just want to go see and fill it out first. Again, these have been all the reports that we got back from our brother, we definitely value and believe everything he says, but we want to go feel it for ourselves. We want to land there, feel the soil, see what's going on. But yeah, that kind of feeling of just tapping in and also always having an alternative place to go as well. Like, we don't know what's going on in America.
Right.
We don't know what's happening over here. So, it's one of those things where I think a lot of times being considered Black, and if anybody's in the crowd that may be of Moorish understanding the science, when I say the word Black, it doesn't mean offense. I understand that the sensitivity to some people with the word, but I'm just identifying with the people who identify with that word. Is that's a common name, and we know what we're saying when we say Black. But that concept of where's our real home, we can claim it here, and then we don't get treated like it's here at times as well. So just also looking at the whole earth is ours, and being comfortable with expanding and going different places as well, and not being of one that can constantly complain about the situation or complain about the circumstances that we're in, but being proactive enough to be able to change your own reality. And if that means, living other places or traveling and just having that option available, that's what you have to do. And no longer just sitting back and saying it should be different, it should be this, it should be that, it should be different, it should be that. We got the power to make things happen. We have the resources. We have the economic resources. We have the social resources. We have the connections with people all over the globe, where we can really create our own reality, and we don't have to be subject and victim to whatever is being done to us or whatever injustices we may feel we are succumbed to here. Like, let's be about it, And I think that's like a great segment for the room, and just Black healers and the power that we have. We all know how to manifest. We all know how to tap into our spiritual powers. We all have powers and magic and gifts. And it's about, the more we can unite with each other and bring our gifts and our powers together, we can create bigger magic than we can individually. And, it's just living that, being real about that.
That's real. That's real. So, Bree, what are you manifesting for this year?
Some of that Khalif the Chief energy, that's for sure. One of the things, because I'm manifesting several things, but I think one of the things that I'm manifesting for the new year is the ability to stand in my power. And what that looks like to me, at least in 2021, is just letting go and leaving behind all the things that don't belong to me. And we kind of talked about this when the room first got started a little bit about patriarchy and, you know, so on and so forth. And just the things that I've soaked up that I find are no longer serving me are stopping me from being my most authentic and my most powerful self. So really just letting those things go and letting them fall away and creating space for all the things that are going to enrich me and get me closer to my most authentic self, my most powerful self. So that is what I am manifesting for 2021. Just letting go all that shit that is just, it's not serving me. It's not helpful. It's not beneficial. It's not making me happy. It's not making me no money. So yeah, it's got to go. Return to sender. We're not doing that in 2021.
That's good. Let's send it back. Return to sender. What about you, Joe? What are you manifesting?
For me, I'm definitely manifesting balance. Balance between work and play. With my Capricorn moon, I love to work and organize and plan, where I don't leave enough time to play and go outside and enjoy the environment I'm in. So definitely I'm manifesting more balance.
So how often are you going to play or go outside?
That's a wonderful question. Right now, I have it worked into my schedule where I go outside for at least 10 minutes on the hour every hour. So I've been working it like that. But I would like for it to be less structured, but I got to start somewhere.
Yes, that's true. You do have to start somewhere.
I really like that too, though, because I've been working on that for myself with my coach, because as an artist, it's really important for me to like be full of inspiration, and, you know, that childlike play and that ability to step out of this rigid schedule or this rigid box is really, really helpful for me in that regard. And also, it's just fun. Like, sometimes the intention needs to be like, not some grandiose goal, but sometimes we gotta have fun. Sometimes we gotta let our hair down and take a breather.
Yeah. My hair doesn't go down.
Figuratively speaking, of course, because mine don't go down either.
Yeah.
Most definitely it is important. I understand what you're saying as an artist, because you can get depleted from that inspiration. I don't know do you know what your moon sign is?
Oh yeah, I'm a Gemini moon.
Me too.
Ooh. So you guys like lots of different things.
Yes, and more yes.
Well, something I definitely recommend for a Gemini moon to find creativity is to go somewhere. Just go in the car and go somewhere. If you find yourself kind of in, I don't want to say that writer's block, because I'm not assuming that you're a writer, but just any type of block with creativity, just being on the go. This is good for Gemini moons and Sagittarius moons. Just going on the go and going out somewhere will definitely help kind of put some more energy back into that creative spot.
That's good to know. I went on a nice walk today and it surely did help.
And your dog jumped into the water.
Oh my goodness. She did.
Sounds like a movie.
Yes, it was. I wish somebody was recording it, but it was like I had to act so fast. Luckily, my house keys and my phone were zipped in my pocket so they couldn't come out in the bayou, because I probably never would have found them.
But duly noted. Okay, I will take that advice because I noticed that when I do get out, and what you said about like trying to get outside 10 minutes every hour is really good. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna borrow that, apply that, and see how it works for me. Because especially in winter on the East Coast, and then with the pandemic, it's not easy to get outside and have quality time outside. So I like that. But I notice whenever I do get outside, whenever I'm closer to nature, like it's an immediate mood booster. So yes, I am going to borrow that. Thank you for sharing.
Yes, ma'am. Of course.
I feel like, I don't know if you guys ever lived in a place where they built apartments close by, that you can kind of tell the quality of apartments or the people who are going to live in apartments by how they build them. And what I mean by that is that there's like some projects that just came up close to me. And I say that because none of the apartments have balconies. Like they literally don't have access within the space of their living quarters to directly connect with nature. And I feel like that's so sad because, if they go outside, then they're all of a sudden in a community space. Like they have no space of their own to connect with nature.
Wow. Something that may help with that is trying to bring some of those playful elements from our childhood to have it around us. I was in a room, I think it was the other day, and this lady was talking about how, like she works too much. And what she does is she keeps a bottle of bubbles around her. So if she's getting too stressed or anxious or whatever, she just blows those bubbles. And she she says you can't get mad or you can't be stressful blowing bubbles. And I'm like, damn, like that's so true. So definitely having like those playful elements, because when we think of outside, we kind of think of playing automatically. So having some of those playful elements around us will definitely help bring that element a little bit closer to home.
I like that. I guess I'm the only one who didn't answer the question yet. So for the new year, I am, the new year recognized by the calendar that is popular at this time, because there are so many other calendars out there. But for this particular time frame, I am taking action. And I know that I've done a lot of things in the past, and I hosted some big things last year. And I still feel like there were times where instead of taking action, I would hesitate. And I encourage myself to lean into the action this year. So there are going to be a lot of things that you see coming from this side, and it's just leaning in and taking action. But it doesn't mean that I'm necessarily going to be working harder. I will be outsourcing. I will be connecting and collaborating, and not like working smarter, not harder.
Yeah, love that. Yes.
All right, Khalif, can you tell us?
I would say we can invite somebody up to the
to
the room to speak about some of their New Year's manifestations or some of their 2021. Like again, like you said, we don't want to call it I'm not saying everybody calls it the New Year. For my tribe, we would consider June 26th the New Year, the summer solstice. But recognizing that a lot of people reschedule, or I would say reset their goals, their intentions, and their plans January 1st. So if anybody in the room wanted to come up and share and talk about some of the things that they have going on for 2021 or anything they want to manifest, or, feel free to raise their hand as well.
In the meantime, I have a question about the summer solstice being the new year. I thought it was, why did I think it was the spring, equinox and not summer?
I'm not sure about the spring equinox thing. So I'm going off of a 19 by 19 calendar, and my small DJ can even expound on that and follow up and tag team off of what I'll be saying. But we go 19 months in a year, which equates to 361 days, with our year being June 26th, the summer solstice, right around the solstice time. So yeah, the March thing, I don't know. I've heard somebody else say that about March. I don't know. I'm not privy to what that is, what calendar that is.
Maybe that's nature's new year. The birth, all of that type of stuff that happens in the spring. I don't know.
That makes sense.
Did you have anything you want to follow up with that?
Kind of have to be brief because I'm kind of busy, but what we have to realize is that we're kind of behind time as a people. The world ended in the year 2000, and when I say that, I mean that not the world as in the planet, but a time frame like an equinox or a year. A world is a measurement of time, and every 6,000 years there's a new world. And after the year 2000, it was the beginning of a new world, a new 6,000 years out of the 24,000 year equinox. We're in the first quarter, or we're in the beginning of the sun cycle. We left the moon cycle. So all these, as you know, you look up at the sky, it's a clock, and the clock changes. You know what I'm saying? We're still on the wrong clock. We're still on Gregorian calendar. We're still counting on Adam's calendar, the birth of Adam, which is 4,323 BCE, was 6,000 years ago. So from his beginning time of 6,000 years ago up until today is 6,000 years, 2000, the year 2000. Well, not today, but we're 20 years in the hereafter. The world ended in the sense of the Adam's calendar. So you will have to look at the sky to see the clock. You have to chart and see the signs of the time to know what I'm saying is true. It's hard for me to explain it within the amount of time that I have to speak, but you have to start looking up to the heavens to get the truth now, because we're out of time. And as you can see, we're out of time. Everything is all has to be readjusted in nature.
Oh, well, that sounds like we gotta revisit this tomorrow then.
Right.
I need to know more. I need the tea.
He's just gonna drop gems.
Just know that according to our calendar, it is 6,020 HA, not 2021 AD. We as a people need to hold the records for our time and our existence on this planet. We shouldn't depend on his story or for him to correct or to write us into his story. He has never wrote us into his story. We have been written out of his story. So in this day and time, as us being melanated or sun heat gene children, it is time for us to record our time on this planet, or we will look as if we never existed in time. And that goes with hip hop. According to just to give reference, according to his story, because he's writing his story as it goes, and he's always fabricated his story. So according to his story, hip hop will start with Eminem, when we know it did not start with Eminem. But that's his story, and that's okay, because it did start according to his story with Eminem. But we're not recording our time. We're timekeepers. Time is in our genetics. We're not paying attention to the moments. We're paying attention to his clock and his time and his language and his opinions and his religions and how he eats. So we're out of time now. So I'm in the hereafter. In the state of mind I'm in the hereafter. I seen the world end in 2000. I was in the stocks. I traded credit spreads. I flipped houses. I seen it in already. It's just that there's a lag behind what's going on now and what happened then, because we're not present in the moment. We keep thinking about what you're going to do next year, what you did last year, but not really seeing what time it is right now, because you're on somebody else's watch or clock, and their time has ran out. So what I would say to you is look up to the heavens and look at the heavens and see what changed, so you can count the signs of the time.
Mic drop.
Bars.
Dang.
Ooh, all right. That was loaded. I like that.
He like, I ain't got time to say everything, but let me just drop this mic on you real quick.
You drop some gems.
Yeah, this ain't nothing spooky. It's just we're under the sun now. The moon cycle is over. It's moon cycle, sun cycle, moon cycle, sun cycle. Every 24,000 years, we are in the beginning of the next 24,000 years of our new genetics. We're a new being, and it's time for us to start recording our time. And the only way we can record it is to record it in our tones and our frequencies, which is our own original tongue, our own language, or what the Greeks call language, tongue, nagu, tongue. We're speaking someone else's language, tones, and frequencies, trying to put ourselves within inside of his story. We can't do it that way. It's time to vibrate under the sun that just got here and see stuff for what it is. In the actual fact, or you will get stuck in the past and won't be able to come over to the hereafter. And that's what you see. You see a lot of people stuck in American culture, and it's falling and collapsing, and they don't know where to go. They don't know how to transcend. In the states, all states, if it's Pennsylvania, if it's Atlanta, it's always a state of mind. People leave Pennsylvania to go to Atlanta because of the state of mind, the state of the people. So we change the state that we're in. We'll change the state that we're standing on. And it's time for us to elevate, or everybody gonna get it, because we're on the opposite side of natural nature by people that was grafted and cloned by unnatural nature, unnaturally. We're acting like them. We got the mark on us. We've been marked in our genetics, and it's time to clean ourselves out. You know what I mean? It's deep. It's real deep, but I'm in the hereafter. I can only speak to y'all from the hereafter. It's hard for me to kind of speak from your degree when I've been over here for a while. I mean, falling is falling. It's time for us to vibrate. We're supposed to have been ruling this land by now.
DJ, do you have any resources to share with us that might help us to get us closer to the hereafter?
Just at this present time, I would say be present, because it's definitely a gift. And see stuff for what it is. Use your sound right reasoning, and don't be in a state of belief, hope, or faith and question everything. Because nobody has written our language, our history in our language. It's always someone else's perspectives. Either we're more from the Spanish, or we're Muslims from the Phoenicians or Turks, the Pale Arabs, but we're never nothing in our own tongue. Remember that their God came down and confounded the language and made us babble amongst each other inside of Babylon. But it's never recorded inside their history that they said we're going to stop them from babbling. So I would stay away from the babble and mean what you say and say what you mean, and ask that person what do they mean, because we're all speaking a foreign tongue, and that's why we keep babbling and can't get it together, because the language has been confounded. So the source is inside the language. Everybody done looked in Mecca for our truth. We done looked in the Egypt tombs for our truth. We went to South America. We went to Americas as Moors. We went over there, crossed the Tigris Euphrates rivers as Hebrews, but we never looked inside the language that we speak, not realizing that this language is the spellbounding. It's Babel in itself. We never broke the spell. So if you want to see the source, what I'm speaking about, dig into the language and break it apart, and you'll see who you are and what time it is.
All right. I hear that.
He didn't have to drop the earthquake in the room. You know what
I
mean?
know, right?
That's what DJ does. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've never even seen you on Clubhouse, and I'm mad I didn't. So I don't follow my sister, so I didn't even know you was on Clubhouse. So,
but what DJ say? We in the present, so yesterday it don't matter.
It don't even matter. We in it right now. But yeah, I would recommend always checking him out. He's always in the rooms, giving a lot of info, dropping a lot of knowledge. So he being real light on us and easy today because I know we be talking about black healers and stuff, but. That's a lie. That was an earthquake.
I apologize if I showed
you
wrong, but
that was great.
Even between yesterday and today, we all feel like a lot has happened in the past 24 hours internally. That's how I'm feeling.
What's up, Liam? New York Energy. I see you.
Oh, my bad. How you doing?
Oh,
what's going on, my brother? DJ, what up? My boy Khalif pinged me in here.
What's up, bro?
What's good, my brother?
Peace to the God.
I feel like I'm excited. That's exactly what we're here for. You know, some of these things may sound new and foreign, and you know, that's what things are until we bring them into our awareness. It's like, you know, before you were driving the car that you were driving, when you didn't really see those cars everywhere, and then you started driving that car, and all of a sudden now you see it everywhere. So it's definitely much appreciated, DJ, to, you know, teach us something, at least give us the awareness where we can dive in further at our own discretion and pace.
Everything that I'm saying is information. You can go check it. Adam's calendar is done. So if you ask me what time are we on, we're in the hereafter. It's not AD, it's not BCE, it's HA. The time is up. We have always been the timekeepers, and we need to start keeping the time again. And they need to get on our watch and on our tongues and our frequencies, because we're the rulers, we're the creators of this planet. So we shouldn't be following after nobody but self and kind. Blank period. Not even a person's language or tone. It's a rap. We in the hereafter.
Yeah, my husband tried to call me racist because I always, like, I'll drive across town to get some black-owned ice cream and pass all the you know, mom and pop of other colors. And, you know, anytime I buy something, I do my diligence to find people of color. And I feel like, you know, that's the energy that's needed right now, instead of just doing what we always did before.
I agree. The planet's healing itself. And as the sun heals this planet, we heal ourselves. That's what's going on. We healing. Everybody's healing. And then I told Liam and Kafreye and Khalif that we yelled out to the heavens for so long that I can't breathe. Such a mantra, such a beautiful mantra that we yelled it out to the heavens. Now can't nobody breathe. They shut down the Vatican. They shut down the mausoleums. They shut down everything. They hear us talk. Can't nobody breathe now. That's how powerful we are. We need to know that long as we on the side of natural nature got us. If we start dealing with unnatural nature, then we're going to fail as individuals, because all is.
We all connected.
Big fact.
I'm going to have to meditate on that one. That whole natural nature thing. That's good. That's good.
I have a question for you, Khalif. I get this one often in trainings and discuss it with people who've done trainings and lead trainings. And Bree, thank you for saying what you just said, because that's what brought that to my mind. You know, when people say I'm gonna meditate on it, and thinking about the difference between meditating and concentrating, you know, like in what ways are we really putting energy around something if we meditate on it, and how is that different from concentrating?
Well, it's five stages of concentration, 5 levels of concentration. And once we hit the stage where we have a dull mind, right? And that's the mind of, so like when you're watching a movie, right? And you're just like watching it, you're not necessarily thinking much. You're not in that space of like total oneness, but you're just like watching, dull mind, like lazy mind, maybe even people who are not big thinkers, right? So that's one level of it, of concentration. You're just sitting there watching. Then you have that monkey mind that jumps from thought to thought, where most of us are in that space throughout the day. Thinking of one thing, the next thought comes to the mind, and leads to the next thought, and you're just going all over the place, bouncing all over. And then we have the level of partially concentrated, where you start to be able to focus on a thing. And this is what we do when we're meditating most of the time. If you're coming to a meditation, you're trying to kind of subdue the thoughts and focus on one thing, whether you're focusing on the breath, whether you're visualizing, whether you're doing a visualization, where you're concentrated, and then you have a thought that pops up and it takes you out of it. And you can come right back into it, but it kind of takes you out. You know, it bounces out. And then you have that single pointed focus that takes you to the level of, now I'm focusing on a thing. And then you may hit that level in your meditation where now I'm completely locked in on my breath, whether I'm visualizing the breath, whether I'm looking at a candle, whatever that may be. And you're completely locked in on that. And you're now kind of subdued that random thought from popping into your mind. And then we come into the fully cessate mind, or the fully controlled mind, where we really get to tap into natural nature. And we're basically allowing ourselves to receive we receive messages from the universe, where we completely focus. And it's not that you're not thinking, but you have completely controlled the ability to not have a random thought pop into your mind. And in the yoga philosophy, because probably a lot of yogis in here, they call it Nirodha. And Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha is one of the most famous sutras. The second sutra of the Yoga Sutras is the restraint of the mental modifications. That is yoga. And it's that point when you hit that space where the mind is completely in control of you, where you tap into your true self, the true nature, and you're in contact, or you're in communication with the all. You are the all expanding at that point. And you're completely concentrated. When we in that, we call it like the chitta, that space where all the magic happens. So those are the levels of it. And when you talk about even in the 8 limbs, there is a separation between concentration and meditation, right? And the concentration, again, is that single pointed focus. And then you enter a state where you're fully cessate. And then that's where we go into the 8, where they say you enter bliss, where we experience that complete. It's hard to even describe bliss, right? I would feel like to try to say what that is being insensitive, and is almost being like fake. How can you you can't really describe it, because if you're in that state.
What just happened?
You're a yoga practitioner and you're practicing asana. You've ever been in a class and you could be moving and like you can hear the instructor, but you're completely locked in. You're no longer having those movements, and it's like that magical space where like time doesn't exist, right? Where you're just in it. And that is the highest level of concentration. And that's when we kind of tap into that moving meditation. And even in the seated meditation, where you kind of just lose track of time and you're just there. You're not thinking about anything. That's the highest level. And then we also got to understand the difference between meditation and visualization. For a lot of people, when we say meditation, we may even be talking about visualization, actually, right? You may be talking about, I was meditating and I was up in space and I saw this and I saw that, then I was there. That's not necessarily a meditation. That's more of a visualization, right? Astral projection and things of that nature. I would probably consider that more of a visualization. So when someone says, I got to meditate on that, I guess it's really up to the person that is making that statement. What do they mean by that? If that means I want to sit and think about that for a while, that's just a level of concentration. If it's just like, I want to come and just completely quiet my mind and subdue the thoughts and not think about things and just receive. I would kind of consider that the element of meditation in this form of the way it's written from the sages and the gurus who've been meditating for years, and the Buddhas and all those different things. But it is a difference between meditation and visualization. Both can have the same effects, right? We all feel good about that, but I think that gets kind of skewed and has a little gray area when people say meditation, what they're doing, right? Depending on what you're doing. Even when you talk about guided meditation and someone's walking you through and telling you, I'm here, and then see that, then now you're on the beach and look at the sky. That's a visualization. You're actually visualizing something. I like mindfulness meditation. To me, would probably be the more accurate concept, where you may be sitting with the eyes open and you're just allowing yourself to be in the moment, right? You're not thinking about anything, and it's like a space, it's a gap there that can happen, and that's the real magic where we tap in. It almost feels like it's a deja vu feeling. I read that deja vu feeling where it's just like a little space, a moment in time where it's where you can slow down the reaction from stimuli and response. Right, somewhere between stimuli and response is that sweet spot. That's the chitta. That's the magic. So again, when you ask me that question of the difference between it, I think when someone says I want to meditate on it, I would ask them, what do you mean by that? You know, and not to get technical, I don't go around correcting people or something like that, or even a student. But if I'm teaching, when we're teaching meditation, depends on what level. In the teacher trainings, we have a mindfulness meditation series where maybe for about 4 weeks, we're really working on mindfulness meditation, eyes open meditation, which is preferably my favorite when we're dealing with yoga as well, because you want the person in the yoga class to have their eyes open while they're moving, just so they can see what's going on. So being able to train the mind to be able to hit that spot where you're not thinking, but the eyes are still open. And we also do closed eyes meditation, where now we're talking about visualization. We might talk about visualizing the air entering the nose. We may do a Kundalini meditation where we're visualizing that spiral energy down by root chakra and then travels up through the Sushumna all the way up through crown. So with different levels of meditation that we teach and visualization. But I would say that we don't really use the word visualization much. Meditation has taken on that broad meaning. But if to get technical, that would be the difference between the two. Again, visualization being picturing something, focusing on a thing, and then the meditation being more of just allowing, sitting, being present, and allowing the thoughts to subdue, right? And not completely shut them off, but to be in control of them, to not have the subconscious mind in control and keep sending you these messages to the mind that come from the attachments that we have. Being attached to things is what's causing these thoughts, right? And then keep running, and thoughts will pop in, and another thought will pop in. So that's the level of meditations, the different meditations that we teach.
I like that. How do you
guide? Brother, I might have to reach out to you to teach that visualization meditation to my yoga tribe, because that definitely sounds blissful.
Reach out. We family. We here, right? So if we here, and that's the whole point of this is to be able to connect, to be able to welcome each other in what we have going on, to be able to let people know what we offer, what offerings we have, and to unite and to build together. One of the things that we've been talking about and discussing is the concept of, from a healer's perspective, we're constantly giving, right? We're giving of ourselves, we're healing people, we're always working and giving. But we very rarely take time for the self in a collective, right? We take time for the self personally. Like the healing journey is a very lonely journey, right? Most of us have our altars. We do things by ourselves. We meditate by ourselves. We chant by ourselves. But feeling like healers need to start to unite and commune together in person, because we all know the power of the collective is more than the power of the individual. Right? When you do things collectively, when you unite and come together collectively, it's a stronger vibration, right? It's a stronger vibration. But as healers, we get lost in that. We're always working. We always have a client. We always have a class. We always have a reading. We're doing Reiki. We're doing whatever we're doing. We're always doing it. And we might find a day where we like, I'm doing something for myself. And then we become, a customer at that point in time, where someone made this, like, oh, this week I'm gonna do some yoga, or this week, oh, I'm gonna go get a Thai massage, and that's all we're really getting. But the more we can commune together, I think we can extend and add more life to our healing journey. I've met a lot of healers, or I wouldn't call them ex-healers, but a lot of elders who are not in the work anymore. Like they've been healing their whole life. And then they reach a point where they just like to themselves, they're not still doing the work. And I liken it to like a chandelier versus just a light bulb, right? If it's just a light bulb and it's one light, when that light burns out, there's going to be darkness. It's going to be a moment of darkness. But if you have a chandelier with many lights, when one light bulb goes out, the other lights are still shining. So it's no darkness while that other bulb has to recharge and get changed. And we're light bulbs out here. We're just a single lamp. And a lot of people get burnt out, and they end up maybe just walking away from their gift, or just become real reclusive and secluded. And it's just about them now. And we need to combine together more, and not just like, oh, come to me for a service, but it's just like in that communion of just coming together collectively. Right? We're in a world of sickness. We're in a world of sickness. We even have a client, or I don't like, client, customer, or have a person, a friend. It might be our friends. Just call them clients, but that's the vibe that I'm talking on. And then we send them back into the world of sickness, right? We don't have locations. We don't have establishments where we come together and commune. So it's like, okay, you may be coming from trauma. You may have some ailments, whatever it could be. And we're working. We're going through that journey. You're healing. Then every time you leave, we're going back into our world of sickness. And it's not too many places we can come together. I would liken it to a church or a mosque.
For now.
Yeah, for now. Exactly, for now. We'll put that vibration out there because that's the point. That's for now. A lot of people, once you get tapped into the self of healing, we kind of like walked out of religion. Not saying all of them, but it's almost like maybe we've outgrown it. Maybe they kicked us out. Maybe it's, once I started.
I can attest to that. I can definitely attest to that.
Yeah. Once you start meditating and chanting, you may get kicked out now. Now it's like, oh, you can't, you're not welcome here. That's devilish, or that's satanic worship, or that's witchcraft, or whatever it is. So then you kind of get isolated, and you find yourself outside of these institutions, which in the essence is not a bad idea of communal people coming together and dealing with the higher vibrations as a collective. But we're not finding ourselves welcomed, or not even maybe feeling comfortable in those religious institutions that take on so many other things. But there is no at this moment, like that was stated, is right. This moment is not many places where it resembles that, but it's not church. It's not a mosque. It's not necessarily religious, but where are our institutions where we come together and we can just commune together to keep each other recharged, right? That chandelier. Where can we be as one and make sure that we all are getting the vibrations we need to continue our work? Because this is a journey, right? It's not about doing our work for 5 years, 3 years, 2 years. Oh, I was healing then, I did this. What are we going to be doing in our 60s and our 70s? Are we still going to be doing our work? Are we still going to be available to the people that need us? Because that's when we're going to be at the height of our wisdom and our experience, and not being able to maintain a lifestyle now that can sustain us, that when we do reach that age, we can still have the energy and still have the desire to be out here and be available to the people that need us.
It sounds like you building something like that in Ghana.
I hope that's what we're looking to do, and hopefully we can do it everywhere. Right? I don't even think it's about, I accept that. I accept that wholeheartedly, and I appreciate that, and I'll accept that vibration. But I feel like it's more of a thing where it's the think tanks and it's the communities, and where this could be in every city, like where we all need this, and it's really about the collective. It's never, I think the individualistic mentality is one thing that we should all overcome. And I think that a lot of times we have to do it out of necessity, right? No one else sees our visions, so we got to go out there and be on our own. But what does that do to us overall in the long haul? Sometimes that can cause us to stay separated and not unified, because when somebody else has an idea, instead of being a part of it, we might be dissecting it to see if we could do it better, or I'm going to do my own, and all those kind of things, because it's very individual mindset. But we're dealing with the true self. We're dealing with the collective. We're dealing with the all. We're dealing with the all, the omniverse, and that is the idea and the vibration that I am a reflection of everyone in this room. I'm a reflection of every being on this planet. And if I can see them as a reflection of me, then it's more about how we can work together. And I don't have to see you as a separate person or separate entity in all levels. Of course, we got to have our own in certain things, but that collective mindset, right? And being able to recondition our mind and see ourselves as that. And the more we identify ourselves and put labels on ourselves and classify ourselves as a thing, we're not allowing ourselves to really reach our full potential and grow and reconnect with the other parts of ourselves that's walking around in the world. So I see you, and now I can see you as me. Maybe, the female version of me, or the other version of me, or the one that went this way, the one that has something that I may have not fully manifested in my own self, right? But seeing you as a reflection of me opposed to an opposition to me or competition to me. And we do business in our healing modalities. It is a business, right? But that business thing is always competition, and it's always about how can I one up? How can I do better? And that is not necessarily sustainable when we talk about healing, right? It's working for now. It's working for the bills. It's working for our dreams and our goals. But again, that longevity, what are we going to look like in 30 years? And I think the more that we can see ourselves as the all, we know that we are a reflection of the all, we're a part of the all, then we can manifest more, and we can create together, and so it will no longer be about what he has in Ghana or what she has in Atlanta or what they have in Georgia, what she has in Houston. And it's about like what we have created everywhere around the globe. That's a reflection of this community of healers, of melanated beings, right? That's we have our sanctuary, we have our place, and that's more of a collective effort. And hopefully we can overcome those issues that prevent us from unifying, whatever that may be, whatever that could be, whether that's past trauma, of trust issues with bad business relationships with other people, whether that's overcoming, the pure ego of me, my, mine's, this is mine's, right? And more so seeing the collective and ours. And I am one of the all. I'm a part of the all. And so are you. So is he. And so is she. And we're all one. And when we can kind of even vibrate on that level, we'll talk different. It's more we instead of I, right? More us instead of me. And the more we can vibrate those tones, and the more we can kind of consciously focus on that and be aware of it throughout our daily works, that unification, that community becomes second nature. But it's the words we speak, it's the concepts we speak, and it's overcoming the trauma and releasing whatever it is that prevents us or makes us feel uncomfortable with trusting another person. I don't trust this person with my business. I may not trust this person with whatever the case may be. How can we overcome that and release whatever?
Doing that shadow work.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just saying doing that.
But I was kind of like done. I wanted to open the room up. I know there's so many other people in here and so many minds, and also open the room up for anybody that had any questions and wanted to come to speak or say anything. Feel free to raise your hand and come up.
Yeah, they got it. I know y'all got questions. Don't be shy, because I know I probably got some questions. I'm still getting my thoughts together, but I know y'all got questions.
Right. Based off of what you said already, Khalif, what came to my mind is that like a central nervous system, like our body does so many things. It's capable of so many acts. It's capable of beating the heart and, cycling air through the lungs and all of these things. And if we could have a functioning central nervous system for this type of work, like, something that I find really interesting is to study powerful movements and find out, or powerful dynasties and eras, and find out what it was that really stood out about that. And I know for me, one of the powerful organizations I've studied is the Catholic Church. And they always had a central nervous system. They always had that go-to person, even though Christianity spread throughout the world, you know, there was always this recognized place and that was central to everything that they did. And so that's really what I started to think about when you were saying that.
And it's interesting that you took it there, Alicia, because that's definitely one of the things in my mind, in my heart, that I mentioned, or at least internally I mentioned it, leaving in the past, leaving in 2020, a lot of that organized religion, or at least the parts of it that no longer serve me, that are taking me out of the now, that are taking me out of the present, that present time, that HA, that hereafter that DJ had mentioned and spoke about a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm. But my perspective on that, and I agree, you know, we don't necessarily want to bring in those mistakes and ideals that, you know, showed up in that structure. However, what I found to be really inspiring was the amount of communication that they were able to facilitate amongst themselves in order to promote their values and their mission. And that's something that I felt was really inspiring about the Roman Catholic Church, even though they did a lot of fucked up shit. I mean, a lot. And it was just like, you know, to see their influences and the way that the world shifted whenever they came up with something, or they decided to, you know, say that some text was important, and then, you know, that text is, you know, bestseller for centuries. Like, you know, those type of things. Like, they came together so much that they shook the whole world. And that's what I really see this movement of Black healers being, is that we come together and we shake things up and do it in a way that's going to help us to get our people in accord, help people tap into their own power, tap into their ability to heal themselves, tap into their ability to see themselves, to feel their own bodies, to access their breath, to access their intelligence. And that's something that I really feel inspired about. And to also remember who we are and let go of the facade that has been popularized and taught to us and repeated over and over until the point where we think that's who we are. That's what I want for us.
Yeah, I feel that. I respect that all the way. So I still want to open up the floor if anybody wanted to come up, you know, ask any questions.
I think we may have gone too deep for them. They scared to raise their hands.
Sometimes people just come and they like to listen. Yeah, they just like to, you know, they like to listen, which is great as well. Now, we also invite people to come up.
Yeah, but when you got people like you and DJ up here dropping gems, I don't blame them for wanting to be a listener. It's a lot that they can gain. Hey, Gwen, I see you down there. Did you have a question or anything that you wanted to share, or just talk about anything you were manifesting for the new year? Feel free to come up. We'll let you up.
I'm also curious, any other modalities other than yoga? Anybody doing Reiki or anybody doing Thai massage? I have some questions about those modalities. If there's anybody out there. Oh, we got somebody. Hello. Welcome to the stage. And how do you pronounce your name?
Disha.
Disha.
It's just Disha. When you said Reiki, I was like, oh, that's me. I'm actually a Reiki practitioner, and I practice Reiki on myself. I am a big believer of moving energy, transferring energy as well. And I have the opportunity to be in Vietnam now, and I get I get 2 massages a week, and that's part of my healing journey as I continue to process things, knowing that things are held, emotions are held in the body. I get massages in different areas and focus on different areas where I know certain traumas are held. And then oftentimes after that, I come home and process and journal. I also dance to move energy and sing. A light language is something that I've just recently been activated with, and sometimes it just happens and comes when it needs to. So those are just some things that I find myself doing in addition to yoga and being mindful.
For anyone in the room who is not familiar with Reiki, can you give us, can you talk a little bit more to, what it's about, what's the goal, and the what and the how of Reiki?
The what, like the what and the how of Reiki. It's energetic healing. It can be done when you're in the presence of someone, or it can be done at a distance. And the idea is that it's funny enough, like when I first started doing it, I got trained and I was like, oh, this is just like laying on of hands, which I, was brought up with in the Baptist church. But it is the idea that the practitioner is transferring energy that may be blocked in your systems. Some Reiki practitioners deal with certain meridians or chakras, but it's a matter of alleviating blocks and transferring energy to different areas. I don't know if that's giving enough of an explanation. I'm like, I just got to do it. You got to experience it. I'm not sure exactly how else to put that into words. If someone else has more to add to that.
Actually, I am curious. I started to lean into that a little bit, and the pathway that I was introduced was a Japanese style that had symbols involved, and I felt less connected to the symbol aspect of it and more connected to the visualization and the sensual aspect of it. So is there one or the other that you prefer?
So I was attuned with the symbols. I don't really use the symbols unless I'm doing distance. And if it's distance with someone that I don't really have a connection with prior, like if it's just somebody that just makes an appointment, then I'll use the symbols. But I mean, my gifts are visual and intuitive and clairsentient and claircognizant. So I use that in conjunction with Reiki to do the distance healing in that way. So it's my belief that you go about it in the way that resonates best with you. Some people feel the need to use the symbols because it's like they feel like it's a bigger activation. But I know what I have within me, and when I can get into a particular state, I don't need a symbol to activate that. It's just the energy that's in me that connects with the energy with the person I'm working with.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I definitely resonate with that. I feel like, there are so many things that we use as natural healers, like our own inclinations with our own intuition that no one ever even had to tell us, that we just have used in the past.
Exactly. Like I know I've been manifesting, I've been healing, I've been doing all of this stuff since I was a child, but I didn't know what it was. Mm-hmm. And I've had a knowing a child, and I would say things when I was a child that children are not supposed to say, especially in the South. And that got, so that those gifts got pushed down and pushed away. But, like when I did go through my Reiki training, some of my other gifts were amplified. So I'm grateful to Reiki for that. But everything starts with your intuition. And if you are able to hone in on what is your intuition versus what's your trauma, or what are, the stories that are no longer serving you versus your intuition, then you will be on track to get anything. But that's literally the foundation, because if you don't know your intuition, then you don't know yourself, and you can't navigate life if you don't know what you want versus what other people are telling you should want or how you should show up in the world.
I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I'm snapping. That's it right there. Being able to differentiate and discern between what is trauma and what is intuition. And I think personally, in my journey, that was something that took a while. But all the work that I put in on myself to get there was so worth it. And I also think that it's work that never ends. So yes to all that.
Yes, the work never ends. You don't get there. There's no there to get to. We're always there if you're trying to get there. So continue and you'll be there.
Absolutely. No point of arrival.
We're always there if you're trying to get there.
Welcome to the stage, Raina.
Hello. You know what? I was listening and thinking of how interesting it is that there's a huge connection between like the natural healing arts and mental health. And I think that sometimes that overlap goes so unacknowledged in so many different ways, but there's a huge overlap because you guys are talking about intuition. And I believe I've had intuition, like my whole life. And that also helps me when I'm in session with clients, because I'm picking up on their energies. I'm picking up on, there's something that's there that I have to be able to talk with them and understand and dig more deeply and see how their trauma is popping up and how it's not serving them, and understand those blockages. And like, it's super, super interesting, that huge overlap that's there.
That makes a lot of sense.
It does. And I'm glad you spoke to that, because I feel like there are times when sometimes mental health professionals, especially if they're doctors, can kind of discount natural healing based on, like Western standards. But it's something to be said for just tapping back into the nature of a person, which is kind of what DJ was talking about earlier when he talked about as long as we're connected to nature. I'm probably not quoting this accurately, but paraphrasing, as long as we're connected to nature, then we can't go wrong. And I feel like that is definitely a link that's undeniable, although sometimes it is denied. So I'm glad you spoke to that, Raina.
Ooh, yes, because when right before they diagnosed me, I was having all these problems, and, the doctors couldn't explain why I was so young, but I was having all these symptoms of lupus. And before that time, lupus wasn't really a thing that they diagnosed often to teenagers. And so me being 19, they seemed dumbfounded as to how I would have all these symptoms. So they were just taking blood work. No one ever asked me what was going on in my life and why, if I was stressed out, which I was, what was going on and how I was feeling. No one ever asked me that. They just were like, oh, let's take some more blood work. We're going to do 8 vials of blood today. It just was this thing that, they just wanted to get the numbers and the science. And if I had actually been able to process what I was going through at that time, I probably never would have had to be on the pills and take 8 pills a day and all of that crazy nonsense that I experienced.
Love that. Yeah, because I think that there's such a disconnect between the whole body and like you said, Alicia, the numbers and the science of it all in Western medicine, right? It's about the whole person. So after I had my surgery, I met with my coach like maybe 4 or 5 days after, and I had a minimally invasive surgery, like, and what they call outpatient surgery. Like, what is that even? Like, a surgery is a surgery is a surgery. If you're cutting my body open, cutting into my flesh, going into my vessel, like, surgery is surgery. And that was one of the times in our sessions where I couldn't even really talk. Like, I was just very emotional, crying, literally sobbing. And I'm sharing that to say that she had to let me know that what you're feeling in this release is not odd. It's not strange. You're talking about all the things that are going on in your physical life, but we have yet to even cover the fact that you just had surgery a couple of days ago. Like, there really is no such thing as an outpatient surgery. And when we talk about sickness in the body, we're talking about physical sickness. We're talking about physiological sickness, but we're also talking about that energetic sickness, the emotional things that can manifest physically. So I feel like this is such a good conversation because that's definitely a change that needs to be made. And for our people, I'm starting to see this shift of more awareness. And I think that's an awesome start for us. Like, I love that for us.
Right. Like, I absolutely agree. I think there is a huge disconnect of like medical and medicine where they're used to saying there's something wrong with you. While, you know, at least where I'm at in the mental health, we do look at mind, body, and spirit. We look at the whole person. You know, we realize that when we're not eating healthy, our body reacts to that. We're not feeling healthy. We're not thinking clearly. When we're stressed out, we're not eating healthy. Our body reacts to that. When we're feeling stressed out, our body we gain weight, or we have somatic symptoms, which basically our body feels pain in different parts because of our stress level or lack of connection. So all those things are literally connected, depending on the mental health worker that you have. But we are leaning more towards the whole person and doing more things in a more holistic way of understanding. Even like simple things like aromatherapy, where we're incorporating that more into session, where simple scents are calming our body down, helping us to think more clearly, helping us to feel more clearly. Like the shadow work that we do in spirituality, it's literally what we do in counseling. We look at things that are not serving us, things that we need to release, taking some accountability for ourselves in these spaces and letting go of trauma as much as we can. Like, they're literally all connected, but I think sometimes the mental health part, it's kind of glossed over because we're so connected to the Western way of medicine. And even so, mental health has been more Eurocentric up until more Black individuals are getting into it and changing it to be more inclusive of our community.
Yes. And to that point, I had to keep this in mind for me too, just in finding out certain information. You know, you want to dig and just research and do more so you can become more aware and kind of just level up your thinking on these type of subjects. And there's always going to be information to counter argue what, you know, all the points that we're making here. And just like with aromatherapy, which is a huge thing, I incorporate that in all my sessions because it's awesome. It's an awesome tool for healing. I don't know if you guys watched, but if you haven't, if you're interested, check out, I can't remember the name right now, but there's a really good documentary on aromatherapy and the medical benefits on Netflix. I don't remember the name, but if you type it in Google, you'll find it if you're interested. So just check that out. I just want to let you guys know about that because it's pretty dope.
I love aromatherapy. My husband he's not really excited about all the things that I'm excited about. He's the type of person, he'll be like, honey, my back hurts, do some yoga on me. And so I make it a point to incorporate different holistic practices. And so for him, just aromatherapy has become one of the things that he doesn't even have to really put a lot of effort into. And I include it into his practice every day. And so if you guys are out there dealing with family members who may not be ready to go in at the level that you are excited about the different healing modalities, that could be a way to incorporate healing for your loved ones as well, is to use aromatherapy. And they don't have to do anything, but they still get all the benefits.
Yeah. I read this idea during Christmas time, actually last year, not 2020, but 2019, that somebody said a good gift for your loved ones and family members is essential oils or like a diffuser, because it's like everybody wants to have their home smell nice, but they may not even know the rich and expansive benefits they're getting when you gift them that. So it's kind of like not a trick, but a little special surprise that you're giving them, and they may not even realize the significance just yet.
Right. And the big name brands, scents and stuff that are always on the TV marketing, they have like so many chemicals in there, so many carcinogens. Getting essential oils and just making that shift is huge for your overall health as well, and for your family. I would go around. My husband used to buy those things in the packs because they would be at the dollar store. And I would just...
Ooh, we gonna get him.
I would just throw them. All of a sudden, they were just gone. He's like, babe, you see my such and such? And I was like, I'm like, yeah, honey, all them chemicals, they in the trash. Don't bring chemicals in my house. If you want something to smell good, then I'm gonna turn on this diffuser.
And even with the essential oils, right? There are brands with more or less chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I were you, I'd opt for the ones with the less chemicals. But I mean, do your own research and kind of see what works for you, what works for your budget, because you can definitely get some high quality oils for, I'm not going to say for cheap, because you get what you pay for, but for an affordable price. And I know affordable is relative, but it's out there. And know that some of the little, I forgot the technical name for it, but the things that they put on the label, like, FDA approved or like certified organic, those things don't always mean anything. So with essential oils, the ingredients should be very straightforward, because it ain't nothing but the oil from whatever that plant is, right? So it shouldn't have much of anything in it unless it is a pure essential oil blend. So let's say if it's like peppermint and lavender, or, peppermint, lavender, and cedarwood. Like it shouldn't have many ingredients in it at all.
Are there any essential oil dealers in this room? Like, y'all sell essential oils? If you do, can you come up and share some more knowledge with us?
Love that. Or even if you have oils that you purchase that you just love, share that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, I don't sell them. I used to be a distributor for doTERRA. I don't do it any longer. My mother does. But I mean, oils are everywhere. I mean, literally, I'm looking at 3 oils now: peppermint, lavender, and lemongrass. And I have rollers that I use, but like lavender specifically for going to sleep, or if I'm feeling anxiety or stressed out, and the peppermint for headaches. And then also for, if I'm feeling like tired, or if I'm feeling like I'm getting into a state where I'm feeling overwhelmed, I smell a bit of lavender. Not of lavender, of peppermint as well, because that kind of like invigorates you and gets your juices going. and for just smelling good, lemongrass. That's one of my favorites to use.
Also for mosquito repellent.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yes.
And peppermint for ants. Peppermint, if you put it's not, they just will walk away from it. I had a problem with ants here and put a line of peppermint and they don't like that.
Wow.
I wish that worked for the ants here.
Where are you? Where it doesn't work?
I'm in Costa Rica.
Your ants, they say, forget that.
This is our home.
And I got
Exactly.
mom ants that'll be all of the line.
And I would just
essential.
That peppermint and lavender came up 3 times. So I just wanted to go ahead and echo that and repeat that one more time because that might be medicine for somebody, the medicine that somebody needs. So I just wanted to kind of point that out that it came up 3 times, peppermint oil and lavender oil.
Yes, both are wonderful oils. My one of my close friends, she's in Canada. I'm walking to my office right now. There is a company called Sage, and it is definitely fantastic. And they do different oil blends that help with different things. Like right now it's something called a remedy bar. And on this, I have like a stress release, an energy blend, and then a peppermint halo. Peppermint halo is my favorite. Denisha, you might love that one. So like whenever you have like a headache or like tension builds up, you just put that over on the spot and it definitely it works like magic. I think it has peppermint, eucalyptus, lavender. There's lavender again. Rosemary, and then one I have never even heard of. But their blends are amazing. So if anybody, and they're always having sales.
I have a similar blend and it's called Past Tense, and I use that. It's through doTERRA, but it's a stronger blend than. I use it sometimes on my head if I'm having really big headache, but it's really good for like muscle aches and strains as well.
But the name, though, I love it.
Yeah, right?
That's like hereafter.
Yes.
Right.
Titles to make you think.
Right. Well, I would like to reset the room. We are Black healers because we heal ourselves and we can share that wisdom with our families. We can share that wisdom with our communities. And it is up to us to tap into our own gifts, tap into our own intuition, because no one else has access to the wisdom that you have access to. We may all get information in different ways. So whenever we take that action that we're being led to take, we find that we attract the people who are meant to help us, and we find the people who need our help. And we do so many things just by listening to our own intuition. And I encourage you all there in the room that you do have the power to listen to your own intuition. And when you do, it is quite interesting to watch the petals unfurl in your life, and you can blossom and shine for those who really need to see you shine, so that they can get curious about taking care of themselves and their families, and that they can stop ignoring their intuitions and come out of the brain fog that has been given to us and emphasized over and over throughout so many ways.
Snapping to that.